So this is the machine I'm going to be cleaning today. It's the Juki DX7. Marvellous machine. It's got a knee lift and lots of stitches. I don't really use many of those stitches, I have to be honest. Probably about 4, 5 of them. Okay, I'm going to start by dismantling this area. This is the only area I'm going to be cleaning. I'm not going to be taking off plastic bits, all of that kind of stuff. I'm just going to do the very basics of cleaning inside here. You might sort of come to the conclusion that it needs cleaning out because maybe it's skipping stitches or not stitching properly, you know, something along those lines. So I'm just going to take, you know, this bit apart and just show you how I do it. So I'm just going to remove the top thread, put the put that to one side. I'm going to remove the foot and I'm going to take the bobbin out, put that to one side as well. Just going to put that back in so I know where it is. There's just a few things I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using this big brush. It's just a painting brush, but the thing that I like about it is its natural bristle, so it doesn't kind of build up too much static electricity, because when you're cleaning out that's what you find, there's a bit too much static. I'm going to be using the tiny screwdriver that came with the machine, and I'm going to be using the little brush that came with the machine. So first of all, I'll be loosening these screws. And this one here. If you over tighten them, all you're going to do every time is have a real pain trying to get them undone. The reason I'm doing this is I had a conversation with somebody who sews, and they were saying that they would never take this plate off. They would just leave that to the people that do like their machine maintenance. And I just think, you know, you're not doing your machine any good by not cleaning it out, and actually you're probably able to do it. It's quite a straightforward thing to do. So already I can see that there's loads of bits of thread and dust and stuff in there. Let me just see, I can see a bit of thread in there, so I would just drag that out and get rid of it. So first of all, on the underside of the plate, I would give that a little brush off just to get any bits off of there, and I'm using this paintbrush and I'm just basically giving it a bit of a brush off there, and I'll put that to one side. Then I would move over to the small brush, and I'm going to go in between the feed dogs here. Actually, it's not too bad because I generally keep it quite clean, and when you do find some, it sticks to a little brush and you can just pull that off. And then I'm going to move on to the bobbin case itself, and that is quite dusty. A little blow, you'll get some extra bits out, and you'll notice how the bobbin case is sitting. There's this little snibby bit that rests up against here. Really you should have the machine switched off for this, but so I am just cleaning out around here. So this little snibby bit, you'll notice, rests up against there. That's how you know you've got it in the right position. So I'll take that out. This is what it looks like. A little bit dusty in there. Let's give it a little bit of a clean out. A good clean out in there. Put that to one side, and then in here this is where, look at that, there's loads collected in there. So if you're not cleaning this out, it isn't going to run properly, and you've got all kinds of stuff that's not happening properly, and it is usually like things like skip stitches and things like that. Now if this had been a machine that I had to oil, I would probably drop a couple of bits of oil in here and around, just to make sure that it's running smoothly. But I don't actually know if there's anywhere I should oil this machine, because it's a non-oiling machine. So please send me a message, leave a comment if I should be oiling anywhere inside here, because I would rather just do it myself if I could. So then I just pop this back in here, make sure that little snibby bit is pushed against there, and then I get my needle plate back again and just put it in position. Put these screws. I always do these by hand until they just need the last little tighten up. Sorry, my hand's right in the way there, I know. So I just do these by hand until I can't do them by hand anymore. And I can put away my little screwdriver, put away the little brush. And then I just kind of sweep down anywhere else. Sometimes some bits of stuff get caught all around here. So I'm going to put the foot back on. I'm using my knee lift to lift up. And then pop it into position, and then I can thread up in the normal way. And I think it's probably a good idea to do this. I probably do it about once a month. I sew quite a lot. I sew every day, so that, you know, seems pretty adequate to me, really. If you sew more than that, like, you know, all day every day, you might want to do it more often. You'll soon work out how often is best for your machine. Now I'm just going to show you how to replace the bobbin. So use this little button here to release the plastic cover, and then you put the bobbin in so that your thread is unwinding this way. So I'll pop it in there, and then there's a little slot here. You get it in this little slot, pull it around. Oh, you can't see that, can you? Put it around, and then in. Put this back in the little slot, click it into place. Okay, now I'm going to show you how I thread the machine. Just going to give it a little brush out in there, and a little going over up here. Okay, I've got my thread. The thread I like to use with this machine is Gutterman. I've always found that to be quite good. So, stick my thread on there. You go this, and it's all numbered. It tells you, you know, exactly where to go next. So we go behind this little thing here, around, down. And raise the foot. You should always thread your machine with the foot raised, because that loosens the tension discs, which means that you're more likely to get your thread properly in between those tension discs. Around the take-up lever, and then there's a little guide here, and it's a bit tricky to get it in. once it's in, that's good. Between the little pincers there, and then cut off the extra thread. If you find that your automatic threader isn't working every time, then make sure that you trim the thread with the number 8 guide, which is on the side of the machine. I've found that that makes it much more successful, because if the thread's too long, it tends to just pull it straight back out again instead of releasing as it should. So yeah, if your automatic needle threader is a bit temperamental, try actually cutting the thread with the number 8 guide, and you might find it's more successful. So on the side there's this lever that you press down, and that threads the needle. And you can tuck that under your foot. So hopefully you've found that to be quite useful. I only did the threading thing because somebody asked about threading this machine. It's very straightforward, very easy to do. Great machine all round.